Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to the SAP Now virtual experience. My name is Francesco Penza, and I'm responsible for the SAP digital logistic portfolio in this region. Today, I'm going to be discussing about how logistic can help you to keep the flow of goods alive while finding new way to reach your customers. If you have any question, please write them in the chat below, where you will also find my details in case you want to organize a follow-up session. For now, thank you very much and enjoy your session. Speak to you later.
We are all navigating through an unprecedented situation where, for the first time, the world is experiencing a shock both in the demand and supply. At the beginning, we have experienced a supply shortage due to the closure of parts of China from where we supply most of our goods. Speaking with leaders like you across Middle East and Europe, I've heard of many difficulties in keeping the flow of raw materials and components coming in, or simply being able to find available space on vessel, which were stranded in places like Singapore or Shanghai and not being able to sail at all. Afterwards, we have seen a spike in demand for primary goods and a crash for other type of products. From one day to another, companies are experiencing 1,000% increase in demand for a product and a big drop for other. What is getting more clear every day is the importance of having a resilient and adaptable supply chain. In the UK, the leading e-commerce grocery brand Ocado had to stop taking in orders as it couldn't cope with the huge spike in demand. Amazon has stopped selling non-essential products to consumers in both Italy and France, which translates into a sudden drop in demand for those suppliers only using Amazon to reach their customers. What if Ocado was able to rapidly expand their logistic capability by reaching to third-party fleet operators or being able to leverage satellite warehouse? Has Amazon suppliers ever thought that they wouldn't be able to sell anymore from one day to another? This is a time where few key choices can help you to be the disruptor instead of being disrupted. Logistics play a vital role in ensuring resilience in your supply chain. So, being able to quickly expand your fleet of vehicles to cope with a spike in demand, or being able to find alternative routes for the incoming raw materials, or even being able to supply your customers in different markets while keeping an outstanding customer service. Adaptability is also a key for success. I've been talking to some company which are thinking of repurposing their assets, like van sales, to rent available capacity to other companies which are experiencing a spike in demand. This way, they have an option to adapt their business model to tackle a decrease in revenue in their traditional business. Today, we want to show you how we can support you to be a disruptor by leveraging SAP Transportation Management to find new routes for your incoming goods, to be able to find extra transportation capacity in case of a spike in demand, to be able to reach your customer by new channel like e-commerce, for example. You can also leverage SAP Warehouse Management to increase your warehouse throughput without the need of extra staff, which is especially important during this time. SAP Transportation Management supports multi-mode and multi-stage transportation. You can use it for both domestic and international movement of goods with any type of transportation mode. For example, full truckload, less than truckload, ocean, air, rail, or even parcel. A typical process starts with a transportation demand, which could be a purchase, a sales, a stock transfer order, or a schedule agreement release. SAP TM looks at all the available resources and schedule for ocean and air, takes into account any restriction, for example, items which cannot be shipped together, and comes up with a transportation plan to deliver the order item by the requested delivery date and time while minimizing the logistic cost. Once the plan is in place, it's important to follow the execution of the shipments and being notified of any delay might occur. Keeping track of the cost is also very important to make sure you don't pay more than what agreed with your carrier or freight forwarder. If you use your internal fleet, then you can keep track of your internal costs and do a cross-charging between division. Thanks to the fact SAP TM is now part of S4HANA, you can take advantage of the real-time KPIs to track how many orders have been planned or executed, how many shipments have been delayed, and so on. Finally, using SAP TM Strategic Freight Management, you can negotiate better rates with your carriers or freight forwarders through a guided RFQ process for freight. SAP TM helps you to standardize process and operation to improve business productivity, increase the visibility, be more flexible in handling your orders, and increase the customer service, as well as decreasing the overall freight spend. But let's have a look what customers has achieved using SAP Transportation Management. NIPCO, a recognized manufacturer and brand leader of valves, fittings, and flow controls products, operating 10 manufacturing facilities throughout the United States, Mexico, and Poland, and 8 distribution centers with more than 30,000 SKUs, was able to have a faster shipment planning. Nestlé, one of the largest FMCG companies in the world, was able to increase the number of planned orders and avoid delays in its supply chain. Cargill, a recognized brand in the agribusiness, was able to avoid replication of agreements, resulting in lower negotiation power with carriers, and design a share rate structure across all of the 72 business units globally. MVideo, an e-commerce player in the Russian market selling electronic and household products, was able to fulfill their order faster for a better customer service. Continental, instead, a tire manufacturer, was able to split their freight costs by all the different accessorial truckloads to the article level. And there's a substantial saving just based on transparency and reporting alone. Maele was able to lower transportation costs by proactively planning transfers and managing load capacity with full transparency at every step of the shipping process. In general, what we've seen customers achieving is a reduction in freight spend, reduction in outbound expediting costs, shorter average trailer turn, and less invoice error. Our customer base includes several European and American retailers, while here in the region we have few big retailers, one of the largest dairy producer, the largest manufacturer of polymers, as well as a company which produce and distribute animal feed. In the current situation, it's important to be able to find alternative routes or mode of transport for incoming goods. Here you can see how SAP TM can search for options given a transportation demand. Here we can see we have different options sailing through different ports and using different carriers. You can see each transportation proposal as a cost. For example, the first two proposals have $731, while the other three have almost $1,600. And they also have a total distance associated to it. So as I mentioned, SAP TM can help you to find alternative routes or mode of transport given a specific transportation demand. When it comes to local distribution or cross borders, as many companies like you do business across GCC, SAP TM helps you to plan your orders and tender out any trip which cannot be fulfilled with your internal fleet. Here you can see a Gantt chart with your transportation plan, see the utilization of your resources, see the trip details on a map, and also check the load plan on a 3D view. The results of the load plan will be sent to the warehouse management system so that the operators can pick and build the pallet accordingly. So it's very important that from a logistic perspective, there is a tight integration between transportation and warehouse management. Talking to many companies like you, I often hear that they are struggling to find extra capacity during this day. SAP Logistic Business Network can solve this common problem by connecting you with thousands of carriers or freight forwarders which are out there. SAP LBN can not only tender out your planned shipments trip, but also help you to monitor in real time the execution of it. There's also a blockchain service which allows you to have a full material traceability so that when a customer buy your product, they know where it comes from and which raw materials have been used. This is particularly useful for MNCG company. SAP LBN can be accessed by a web page, or we are planning to offer direct EDI integration as a service. At the same time, we have partnered with other networks out there to increase the number of carriers or freight forwarders which can be reached. Some of these networks work as a digital freight forwarder, like InstaFreight or Uber Freight, while others, like Project 44, provide real-time visibility with access to almost 4.5 million connected vehicles. If you purchase transportation management along with SAP LBN, we will be onboarding the carriers you usually work with for free. Or you can also have additional carriers as well. Finally, LBN can also open up new business opportunity for those companies which have extra capacity in their fleet and they would like to offer logistics service to other companies which might be having a spike in demand at the moment. Once a transportation plan has been defined, you need to get ready to either receive incoming goods from supplier or to pick and load the finished goods to deliver to customers. SAP Extended Warehouse Management helps you to bring optimization in your warehouse processes by increasing efficiency, reducing put away and picking time, and reducing overall cost. You can also schedule and monitor the in and out flow of trucks from your yard to make sure that you avoid traffic, which might result in delay. SAP EWM supports any type of automation in your warehouse, whether you use a handheld device, voice picking, shuttles, conveyors, automated racks, or new technology. SAP EWM guides the warehouse operators and the AGV, automated guided vehicle, on the tasks to be performed in the warehouse. So it will send the task in the right sequence or in the optimal sequence to make sure that the efficiency is higher than before and you lower the cost. Here I have highlighted the benefit achieved by some of our customers. Dr. Pepper Snapple, a large bottler in North America, was able to reduce the loading time by 25% and increase workers' productivity by 30% with the use of optimal warehouse processes. Coca-Cola China was able to reduce the order to delivery time by as much as 30 minutes and have 100% inventory accuracy. Xtep, an e-commerce fashion retailer in China, was able to use the optimization logic available in the SAP EWM to increase inbound and outbound accuracy and also reducing the labor cost by 10%. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, SAP EWM can help you to increase your warehouse throughput. Selling Group, a retailer company in Denmark, is handling more than 1 million delivery items per day. These are just some numbers of the achieved by our customers, but as mentioned before, we also have reference here in the region, and we will be willing to share more information on what they have achieved. SAP EWM is a best-of-breed WMS solution and helps you to handle and optimize your inbound storage operations and outbound processes. We have more than 15 years of experience in advanced warehouse management solution, and we have specific functionality for each type of industry, including FMCG, wholesale, retail, logistics service provider, automotive, manufacturing, steel, and so on. We can have a dedicated session with you to go into detail of each single process that you see here, starting from the inbound processing, where we can handle the good receive of items, quality management, production staging, or storage and operation, where we can see the slottings and rearrangement of the items within the warehouse based on their demand. Or we can look into the outbound processing, where we have wave planning, two-step picking, or cross-docking. So all of this can be, we can go in details into a separate session. One of the advantages of being a module embedded in S4 is the use of real-time KPIs. As you can see here, as a warehouse manager or supervisor, you can monitor your warehouse in real time. You can check which area in the warehouse require your attention, because maybe there is a bottleneck and you need to move more operators there. You can check the execution of tasks and see if the delivery are going to be shipped out on time. What I always say to my customers is that once you start using SAP EWM, the warehouse manager or supervisor will mainly look at these KPIs and only manage the exception. While in the background, EWM decide how to optimize all the movement in the warehouse and guide the warehouse operators by sending them tasks in the optimal sequence. Thank you for attending the session. I hope it was helpful. I'd like to hear your feedback on the presentation and how we can support you during this time. Please scan the barcode with your phone camera and share your opinion or thoughts. I will be available in the chat room to continue the conversation there, or we can schedule a call anytime. Thank you, have a great day, and stay safe.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope it was helpful. I'd like to hear your feedback on the presentation and on how we can help you moving forward. Please scan the barcode with your phone cameras and share your opinion or thoughts. I'll be available in the chat room below to continue the conversation, or if you prefer, we can organize a follow-up session where we can go in details. For now, thank you very much. Have a good day and stay safe. Thank you.